these people running from? They're not. They're running to the world's toughest competition in town. Today, it's the penal system versus the justice system. It's cops versus cons. Get fired up for MXC Most Extreme Elimination Challenge! And now, here are your hosts, Kenny Blankenship and Vic Romano!
Hey, you're looking at me? Huh? You're looking at me? You're talking to me? You want a piece of this copper? See what I did there, Ken? I was trying to get inside the criminal mind of our contestants for today's show on cops and robbers. Which side are you on, Ken?
I'm a detective. I'm Dirty Kenny Callahan.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
a rogue cop.
I can see that. That's a great detective costume.
I'm a heavy drinker, too.
Oh, I bet you play by your own rules.
Yeah, and I'm also on the SWAT team.
Yeah, and the mayor's always on your ass. Yeah. In love with a hooker who's got a heart of gold.
Yeah.
Partner got killed.
Yeah, and I blame myself. Chief wants me to see a shrink.
And speaking of the criminally insane...
Guy Ledouche here. In today's competition, it's the law versus the lawless. Teams will fight it out in our sadistic dope on a rope. Then it's through the dangerous legal maze, onto the outrageous prison break, and the rough hand job, and the simply perverted Yankee man. Now to you, Skipper. Hey, Guy, how many of you think execution should be shown on national television as a deterrent for crime, especially for the kids? Yes, I am with you, so we're all in agreement. You agree with that, lawman?
Sure do, man. Yeah, cook 'em like chicken, man.
Two a day if we could.
We agree, yeah. Hey, all this death talk, what do you think there, inmate?
Kiss my ass.
Ooh, tough
Yeah.
guy, huh? Pretty
Oh,
mouth. Think the captain's afraid of you because you work out?
Better be right, guys.
Yeah, we'll kick your ass.
I hate to state the obvious here, fellas, but those muscles look drawn on.
Yeah, you wait till we get our chest implants.
Like the captain's gonna get his ass kicked by a guy with knockers.
Let's go!
And our first challenge up today is dope on a rope. And as they say in the big house, don't drop the rope or you'll draw mud.
Get it on!
And first up today is police forensic specialist Ed Pritchard. You know, Ken, he developed a fingerprinting program in his Palm Pilot.
Oh, he fingered himself there.
Indeed he did, Ken. Ken, why don't you take us through the replay? Let's see what went wrong.
All right, you can see right from the start he's in trouble. His rope is too dangly and it's hanging to the left.
Right.
That's always a bad thing. And here, right there, he kicks the facade off the platform.
You mean facade, Ken?
But spelled facade.
Yes, it is. Okay, our second contestant, Amber Fromm. She illegally downloaded songs off the internet and now heads up the prison music program.
I understand she's quite a hummer, Vic.
She's also a little hesitant. Doesn't look like she wants to go. And I can see why. From Hummer to Bummer. Let's go to Guy.
You fell down so quickly.
This is the only uniform that they give us at prison, and now it's all muddy.
Oh, perhaps you would like Guy to give you a sponge
Oh,
bath.
screw you.
Oh, now we're going to start talking dirty, huh?
As always, insightful and disturbing, Guy. And next, here's Officer Mack. He's a desk sergeant who just about everybody agrees is a good cop. Ooh, now he's a dirty cop. I think that warrants an MXC Impact replay.
Oh, right here. He cracks his
And here's Little Lloyd Queenie Tuck. You may remember had the lead role in the Sing Sing production of The Music Man.
There's trouble in Up the River City.
And he's got trouble right here as he overshoots his target.
I bet that's not the first time.
I bet you're right, Ken. And we're still 0-0 as Stu Whitaker steps up. He's very involved in internal affairs.
I wonder if his wife knows.
Oh, and he makes it, Ken!
Nicely done.
I think that deserves another look. You can see he takes off nicely here. And immediately he's into a spread eagle fugitive. Turning around to a reverse cavity search. And right there, releasing on his own recognizance, he pats down a win.
Book him, Dano.
And book the judicial system team with a 1-0 lead. And here's Fred Kaczynski, the email bomber. Oh!
Fred, you've got jail.
Indeed he does. He's also got mud on his face. And next up, one of the last two contestants, Rockford Banachek. He's a funeral procession cop.
Recently promoted to lead bike.
Oh, good for him. Oh! Doesn't make it. And you know that leaves a back door wide open for the penal system guys. Let's see if they can take advantage of it. And here he is. Dewey Mendoza. He's in for identity theft. His real name, Abner Wigglestaff.
I would have stolen another name, too.
And now his name is Mud. And thanks to Stu Whitaker, the cops draw first blood, and the judicial system is ahead 1-0 after our first round. Can the Cons even it up? Stay tuned.
Coming up, Walls, Falls, and Living Dolls on MXC. MXC is back. The competition between the cops and the Cons is heating up.
Hey, we're back, and we're all set for round 2 of MXC. You know, Ken, we have had an excellent first round.
I just wanted to say that...
I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
No, what were you going to say?
I was going to say that... no.
Kenny, just finish. What? Kenny, just what? No, just go ahead.
Well, all right, what was that?
Oh, great. They've already started the next game. Oh, the next game is Prison Break. The team with the most members to escape over the wall wins the round. And there, of course, that's Jimmy Second Story Giannano. He leads the way for the Cons.
There's Officer Krapke. Nice little slide.
Indeed it was. What is that they're sliding into, Ken?
That's what we call prison chili.
Prison chili. What does that consist of?
Caca con carne. Oh, I think I see a crack in the wall, Vic.
You mean a crack on the wall, Kenny? And there's Bounty Hunter Butch De Niro. Nice little forward tuck. And Bonnie Ann Clyde. Nice slide there.
And there's a prison matron being helped over the wall. Looks like she's a big fan of prison food, huh?
Indeed she is. You know, Ken, you eat too much prison chili, you might just give up your right to remain silent. Oh, and there we see Five-Finger Sally Trotter, and she's getting a hand from the long arm of the law, and that's our MXC Impact Replay. Let's take another look. Right there.
Oh, yeah.
Good teamwork, huh, Ken? And right back to the action. I tell you, Ken, if Prison Breaks were only this easy, huh? And there you go. Oh, coming up there, that's gangster lawman Marshall Mathers here from another angle. He makes it down, and that means the justice system now has its entire team over the wall. And we're inside 40 seconds, and we still got, I believe, 3 of the Cons on the other side. No, we're down to 2. We're down to 2. That's Eddie the Book Cooker and Frankie Big Nut Johnson.
Are you going to help him over?
And they're trying to work out who's going to go over next.
Okay.
And it looks like Eddie wins. Big Nut assumes the position. And there he goes. And the Book Cooker is over. Now let's see. There goes Big Nut, Kenny. He's all alone. Let's see what he can do here.
And not much.
Oh.
Looks like he's going to be finishing out his sentence.
Indeed he is. And that's not the first time that's happened to Big Nut.
So what happened, Big Nut? You got left behind.
Yeah, happens to me every time. You know, the guys get together for a prison break. Hey, Big Nut, you win. Yeah, man, and same thing. I ship a guard, dig a tunnel, and who's left behind? Big Nut.
Hey, Kenny, what's a criminal call a five-finger discount?
A hand job?
That's right. In Hand Job, our teams will test their knowledge of the criminal justice system. The first player to smack the right answer wins the round for their team. And now, from the Las Vegas Circuit Court of Appeals, His Honor Extraordinaire, Danny Glanz.
Hey, guilty as charged. First question. How many victims must you have before you are considered a serial killer? Smack your answer.
Ooh, that's a good question. And they're off. And it looks like the Justice team knows the answer. 5. That's correct.
If 5's a serial killer, what would 4 be?
Oh, just a guy with a bad temper, Ken.
Next up, how many baton hits are recommended before it's considered unreasonable force?
Whoa, it looks like the Cons are sure of that answer, and they are. It's 11.
11 seems low.
Yeah, that's Jamie Neer and Art McPherson. You know, it's not the first time these guys have done something together.
I'm Jamie.
And I'm Mike.
How does a prisoner say goodnight to his cellmate, huh?
Oh, you know, I hear they're quite the cut-ups during lockdowns, Kenny.
Yeah, more importantly, they've tied the game up for the Cons as we move to the final hand job.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, last question. How many decades will an inmate spend on California's death row before he's actually put to death?
And they're off. Justice's Popeye Furman is ahead of the Cons' Mike Jammer, and yes, he does it. Popeye fingers the correct answer, 9 decades. And that gives Justice the game, and they take a 3-0 lead in the match. And now let's go to Guy Ledouche for an important announcement.
We've had reports that one of our prisoners is missing. But don't worry, Guy is on orange alert, and nothing will get by me. Guy, huh?
Hey, baby doll.
Oh, Guy likes.
Coming up on MXC, more splashes and clashes as our confrontation of cons and cops continues. MXC is back. The competition between the cops and the cons is heating up.
And we're back with the judicial system leading the felons and friends 3-0. Now, while we were on break, we had a little trouble in the prison cafeteria when we ran out of tater tots. The commotion spilled over to our arena, but fortunately our heavily armed crack security team took the high ground and was not injured. But there were a few jailbirds who tried to make a break for it, so Kenny and I had to deal out a little street justice of our own.
Nice shot, Nick.
That punk gave me no choice, Kenny. And speaking of punks, let's play some bunk buddies.
Oh, let me do it.
What? Oh, go ahead.
Let's go to Danny Glanz.
Well done.
Thanks, fellas. Each contestant grabs a colored chip. If your color comes up, you're on the bottom. Right, girls? I'm the bottom feeder. Get it on.
And they finished their conjugal visits and the cell blocks are open. And there's the contestants entering the correctional delousing powder, scrambling to find a chip, and now rushing on to their spot on the Bunk Buddy board. Just a reminder, the players are playing to see who's on top and who's on bottom.
Does top or bottom really matter?
Well, I guess it's a matter of personal preference, Ken. And there the players are, all looking on anxiously as Danny spins the big wheel.
I prefer being on the bottom.
Oh?
Yeah, I mean, when you're on top, it's too hard to get off.
You are still talking about bunk beds, aren't you, Ken?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, and there it is. It's black number 2, and if that's your chip, you're on bottom.
Look, he's already assuming the position.
Indeed he is. Oh, and there's a 2-term top bunker. Oh, there's some happy contestants out there. It's time to move on to our next game. Welcome to the legal maze. Find a loophole in the system and get out on a technicality, but make a wrong turn and you're set up the river. Say hello to Clarence, Thomas, and Judy, our hanging judges.
Get it on.
And first up, John Valjean. He's a highly decorated French policeman. He holds the record for sick days. And there he goes, making his way through, and...
Motion denied.
Indeed. Next up, Miranda Wright. She's an unfit mother trying to regain custody of her 12 children.
I just want my babies back.
I bet their father does, too.
Oh, they all in jail.
Well, we're all rooting for her, Kenny.
Yeah, she's promised to take a break from crack and really focus on being a welfare mom.
I tell you, that's especially inspiring in this day and age.
Look, she's using a little sneaky peek technique there.
Well, we haven't seen that yet. She seems to be employing it to great success.
She's making her move.
There she goes. And, but to no avail, and into the rancid sun tea she goes. And there's Peter Porker. He's a former guardian angel who left that group after the unfortunate public restroom incident.
He must have peed on the seat.
Not sure about the details, Ken. But there he is, moving quickly through that maze.
Showing a lot of spunk.
Yes, he is. And he's made another break. It looks like he's disoriented.
He's going the wrong way. Oh, now he's back. He's back on track.
It seems like he's... No, he's stalled out again.
There.
And... Oh, what a shame.
Let's go to the
MXC Impact Replay.
Right you are, Ken. Let's take a look at this. You can see right away he starts off spreading confusion and chaos. Unfortunately, caught up in his own strategy, he became disoriented. And as you can see, Peter Porker picked a portal and got plunged. And we move on to Lizzie Burden. She's serving time for whacking her father.
Whacking her own father? That's perverted.
And with her bare hands, Ken. And there she goes, scurrying her way through the maze. Peeking, prodding, poking, and it looks like, I think that's as far as she's gonna get. And yes, the judge has filed a motion, and she is dismissed. And next up, Satchel Tate, money launderer. Ooh, I think he just flashed us some gang signs there, dog. And there he goes, making his way through the maze. He's wily, he's crafty, and he's through! Well, looks like the convicts have come back to win 2 and now trail 3-2. Can they tie it up? We'll find out when we come back.
Next on MXC. Don't go anywhere, because we're about to start yanking it. MXC is back for the final competition between the cops and the cons.
Great show so far, Kenny. Have you learned anything?
Well, I learned that crime doesn't pay, and the bottom bunk is better.
And what if a stranger offers you a ride?
Just say no.
Good boy. And it's time to play Yankin' It, where the contestants go mano a mano in a test of individual strength.
Yeah, it's based on the ancient Central American game El Pollo Ropo.
That's right. Instead of ropes, the Aztecs used braided entrails of the giant Yucatan chicken.
Get it on.
That takes guts.
Speaking of guts, here's Johnny Wamba.
Ready? Let's go.
Johnny is a deputy explorer scout who dreams one day of a career in law enforcement. And he'll be playing against Hannibal Cheerio, you'll remember, a serial killer from Battle Creek, Michigan. Let's see how he goes. There's a good start. Well, but wait a minute. It looks like Hannibal's got some help.
Hey, those are the judges from Legal Maze.
Indeed they are, Ken. I'm sorry you had to see that, but it looks like the judges have been bought off by the cons.
Man, I can understand Clarence and Thomas, but Judy?
Indeed, Ken. It looks like fair play is for sale. These alleged judges have forever sullied the face paint and clown wig of justice.
I bet he can't wait to be a real cop and blow him away.
I hope he does, Ken. And next up is Dennis Slurpowitz.
All right, go ahead.
Slurpowitz is a homicide chalk outline artisan.
Oh, yeah, he's good. He did my cousin's murder. He even got the nose right.
There, he's got a good firm grip, and there he goes. He starts out strong, but then he starts to lose ground, and the cons have resorted to livestock.
Worse than that, they're using a cow.
Oh, and he's also going to be our MXC Impact Replay. You can see here he starts out nicely. Oh, you hate to see a good cow get mixed up with that kind of cow. And next up, famous civil rights attorney F. Steenbar. He, of course, well known for defending the rights of blind airline pilots, and also for representing the many injured airline passengers in the subsequent civil litigations.
Hey,
and here he goes, and
hey,
you
they
can
got
see...
a bulldozer.
That's right, Ken. The cons will stop at nothing.
He's not even trying.
It is a bulldozer, Ken, and you can see there, I bet his sense of justice has been trampled.
I see a lawsuit coming our way.
Indeed, Ken, I think you're right.
All right, I'm ready for anything.
Well, next up, Wayne Schaefer. He works as a home security dispatcher in a gated community.
Vic, these cons are cheating. They're breaking all the rules.
Well, normally you'd be right, Ken, but in El Pollo Ropo, the rules are there are no rules. Even more distressing, Ken, if young Wayne loses, then the cons have tied this game up. Let's see what happens. He's doing his best, pulling. Oh, but of course, the hooligan heifer once again.
I think she's got that bad cow disease.
I wouldn't doubt it, Ken. And here comes the last chance for the team of justice. Court stenographer Pepper Dickinson. Who knows what kind of treachery she'll be up against.
Hey, Vic, look, it's a girl.
That's no girl, Ken. That's Ursula the Fist. Mass murderer known for dismembering her victims with powerful jabs. This is going to be brutal.
This is going to be exciting. Girl-on-girl action. I love watching girls yanking and yanking and yanking.
Oh, and look at that! The Fist has gone into a lickety-split, and Pepper has won it! Unbelievable! The cops have taken the cons from behind and won it! When justice prevails, it always feels good. Right, Ken?
Yep.
And you know what else feels good?
Yes, I do.
Kenny Blankenship's painful eliminations of the day!
At number 10, Marshall Mathers, gangster lawman, sliding 8 miles on his back. Number 9, Bobby Furman gets hand-jobbed by Mike Jammer. Number 8, civil rights attorney F. Steenbar doesn't have as much pull as he thought. At number 7, Mac Webb, Desk Sergeant Good Cop, and now his name is Mud. At number 6, Marty Satchel Taint, money launderer, comes out looking springtime fresh. Number 5, Dennis Kaczynski, email bomber. He is spammed and deleted. At number 4, Sally Five-Finger Trotter gets a little rump thump from her teammates. And at number 3, outline artist Dennis Slurpowitz, shock one up for the cow, and that's no bull. At number 2, Stu Whitaker, Internal Affairs, makes this an affair to remember. And my most painful elimination of the day is...
Kenny, that's not painful. That's Danny Glanz getting kissed.
Well, it's painful for me, but this isn't. Who's that handsome guy? Ooh, yeah, kiss him. Kiss him again, yes.
You're a piece of work, Ken. Just in the show.
What do we always say?
Don't get eliminated!